Hello everyone and welcome back to the Rajasthan series, and this time we'll be traveling from Jaisalmer to Jodhpur and roughly takes about 4 to 5 hours, and the distance is 264 kilometers. And we can travel by train. There is a train, Shalimar Express, that leaves Jaisalmer at night 10:25 pm, and next day you'll reach early in the morning. The cost of the ticket is only 210 rupees. And I had enough and more time with me, so I thought I would explore the places around. Also, when you're in Rajasthan, make sure that you try out the Bhang Lassi or the Magic Lassi. And there's one right in front of the Jaisalmer Fort, and beside it, there's a person selling kachori. Do try these two things out. And say hello to Aditya and Maila, two of the amazing people whom I met during the desert safari. And together, we decided to go visit the Longewala Border, which is the India-Pakistan border in Rajasthan. The Longewala is about 124 kilometers from Jaisalmer and will take you about 2.5 hours to reach. So before going to the Longewala border, we stopped at Tanot Rai Mata Mandir temple for two reasons. One, to offer prayers for our safety because you never know what could happen at the border. And secondly, because you need a permit to visit the Longewala, and that permit you get from here. To the right of the entrance of the temple, there's a reception wherein you will have to fill a form with all the basic details and submit an ID proof. Also, please note, they will keep the hard copy of the original ID proof that you submit, and you can collect it once you are back from the border.
You have to react. So boring.
And we had reached the Longewala border. I guess I'll never be able to understand why these Indians and Pakistanis go all the way up to the border and see absolutely nothing. I guess they just get a thrill out of it. So after visiting the border, we started back with our journey, and Maila was this person who always had this main character energy, and she was enjoying her main character moment. So me and Aditya drove back all the way to Jaisalmer, while Maila decided to come back running. So me and Aditya, we had reached Jaisalmer, and to our surprise, Maila had reached before us. Okay, I was just joking. We all traveled together. So we stopped at Jaisalmer to eat some snacks and also to take some for the journey. Oh, here's the thing. So Aditya and Maila were also traveling to Jodhpur, and they offered me a ride. So I said hasta la vista to the train that I was supposed to catch tonight and joined them for a road trip from Jaisalmer to Jodhpur. So we reached Jodhpur at night and we were quite exhausted by the whole journey. So we had a dinner and we called it a day. So in Jodhpur, I'm staying at the Hosteler, and it is one beautiful hostel. The price per night could vary anywhere between 350 to 550 rupees per night. And the best thing of this hostel is that it has a very beautiful rooftop, and from here you get an amazing view of the Mehrangarh Fort. And I noticed few familiar faces, so George and Antonia were also staying in the same hostel. So there was a movie being shot, and at first I was quite excited about it, but later it turned out to be a pain because they were there in almost every famous location and they weren't allowing us to enter these places. So I decided I'll go explore the streets of Jodhpur, and also I was in search of a very famous lassi. So here I am at the Sardar market, and right in the center of the market there's a very famous clock tower, and I was not much interested about the clock tower. I was here in search for the Shri Mishri Lal's world famous Makhaniya lassi. So priced at 50 rupees, this makhaniya lassi was very good. And if you're in Jodhpur, you should also definitely try this out. So after drinking that sweet lassi, I needed something spicy. So I went to Shahi Samosa and I had a pyaz kachori from there. So after this, I went back to the hostel and there I met George and I told him about the makhaniya lassi and he definitely wanted to try it. So I accompanied him again for another round of makhaniya lassi. Later, even Antonia joined us and then we three went to Sam's Art Cafe. And at Sam's Art Cafe, I was reunited with Aditya and Maila and later we three went to explore the Mehrangarh Fort. So there's an interesting story behind the Mehrangarh Fort. So when the king reached this hill in Jodhpur and wanted to build his dream fort, the first thing he had to do was to chase away all the people who were living on this hill. Almost everyone abided by the king's rule except one. So there was a saintly man who cursed the king saying that this place would face a lot of drought and would have scarcity of water if he were to build a fort on top of this hill. Now, fearing this, the king begged for forgiveness, but the man said, "Sorry, there's no written policy on curses." But there was an exchange policy wherein a man had to be sacrificed, that is, he had to be buried alive in order to neutralize the curse. So, beneath the Mehrangarh fort lies a man who sacrificed his life so that Jodhpur would get some water. So after visiting the Mehrangarh fort, it was time to bid farewell to Aditya and Maida. A big thank you for everything and it was a good time spent together. So after that, I went and caught up with George and Antonia and two other guys whose names I do not remember. And together we went exploring the blue city of Jodhpur. So later that evening, it was time to bid farewell to George and Antonia as they were also leaving Jodhpur. Then I came back to my dorm and I was just sitting in my dorm and then I met this lady and we started having a conversation and she asked if you had any plans for dinner. I said no. Then she said there was another guy, Tom, who was traveling with her. We three can go for dinner. And I was like, wait, you mean Tom, the guy with the green scarf? Me and Tom were there at Desert Safari together and what a small world. We were so happy to see each other and we all decided to go out for dinner. We went on a rooftop restaurant, but I don't think it was the best decision ever because it started pouring down like cats and dogs. And next day morning, it was time for me to leave Rajasthan. And that brings us to the end of this Rajasthan series. Thank you all for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe. So until next time, take care and bye bye.